Hi, my people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Naijafoottv, where we talk about the Super Eagles and our players. So, yesterday we saw some really interesting games go down in the Europa League. And I know you might argue that Manchester United versus Lyon game is probably where we saw the biggest actions. As a matter of fact, 9 goals were scored in that match, so it was no joke. Both teams meant business. But at the end of the day, I'm sure Man United fans will be really happy, for that result yesterday, because the team really showed up. They shocked everyone. No one actually expected them to come back from that, from in that game and actually have that victory. They scored 3 goals in the extra time to secure that victory, and of course, it's a great result for them. But we also had some games, about some of our players. For example, Fisher Dele Bashir's Lazio were knocked out by Bodoji limits because they came short in the penalty shootouts, where it ended 3 goals to 2. But they started off really well. They had a mountain to climb heading into that game because they already lost 2 goals to 0 in the first leg. So they came into the game, scored 2 goals to level on aggregates, which was, really positive for them. So they went into extra time and then also scored again through Dia in the 100 minutes. But then, what's it called? Bodoje limits then put one in the 109 minutes to make it 3-1. So it ended like that. Extra time finished, and then they went into penalty. That was where Fisher Dele Bashir's team lost 2 goals to 3. But what was a surprise to me was the fact that I didn't see Fisher Dele Bashir make an appearance for this game. He was named in the substitution bench, but was not actually used by the coach. And then that brought in a lot of questions in my mind. What was the reason? Why this man did not play this game? But they are going to return home now, of course, because they've been knocked out, and then prepare later prepare properly for next year event. But aside from that, we also have some bad news for us. Rangers Football Club, with Dessas and Balogun as well, because Atletico Bilbao knocked them out 2-0, blatantly in that game. They didn't need to enter into extra time because, Atletico Bilbao already got them, in regulation time. Goals coming, through a penalty in the extra time of the first half, scored by Sanchez, and then Nico Williams, sealed it in the 80th minutes, and obviously was a very devastating, one for Dessas and Balogun. But fair play. They did their best. They did all they could. But at the end of the day, Bilbao was just too strong for them. And where they got it all wrong was actually on their home soil. They could have capitalized to get some sort of victory in their home, but they played 0-0. So that was kind of how where they lost it. But let's move on, guys, and let you know some interesting stories now regarding the under-20 national team. Of course, the guys are still in camp. Actually, they're prepared to leave this Sunday. They're prepared to travel to Egypt this Sunday for the African Cup of Nations under-20 category. And if a few days ago, probably up to a week now, I let you guys know that the 31 provisional squad was released. But right now, the coach Ali Zuberi has chopped this squad down into his final 23-man list for this competition, and it's official now. Parovo, who is a very, very talented forward player, who currently plays for Lillestrøm, is also on the list. So he has returned home to be part of this competition. As you can see the list on the screen, it's a very, very interesting list, a very strong under 20 side, and we expect these guys to go all out and seize that qualification ticket for the FIFA under 20 category later on, because obviously we need to progress into at least the semi-finals for we to qualify for the FIFA under 20 category. So that's going to be the main focus. Obviously, I think the priority is going to be to go on and win it, because we are respected in this competition. We've won it already, I think 7 times now. But the ultimate goal will be to qualify to the World Cup by making at least the semi-final stage. So that is what is happening right now. More of this is going to be coming up. Of course, as I said, they hope to travel on Easter Day, which is this Sunday, and then once they arrive Egypt, they'll hopefully play a couple of friendly matches, maybe 1 or 2 friendly matches before they go out and play their first game, which will come up on the 1st of May against Tunisia. And then after that, they will play against Egypt, and then play against Kenya to complete the group stages matches. But a lot of expectations are on these guys, because obviously we have a lot of talents in this under 20 under 20 team. But it's not just only under 20. We also have the under 17 women's category. That's the Flamingos of Nigeria. They are also preparing for a really crucial game later. I think when is that game coming up? It's coming up on Sunday, actually, on Easter Day. So the under 17 team are already in camp at the Remo Stars Stadium, where they've been training a lot together. I think they even had a closed door friendly played in preparation for a final qualifying match against Algeria. It's actually a 2-leg game, and this is the final round, whereby if we win them, on aggregate after the 2 games, we'll qualify to the World Cup under 17 women's category. We actually did well, in the previous round where we played South Africa. We won them 5-1 on aggregate, and then Algeria also did well in their previous round, winning Botswana 4-2 on aggregate. So these 2 teams will now play home and away games, and then the winner will qualify to the World Cup. As I said, the first game is coming up on Sunday at the Remo Star Stadium, which is really crucial. And then after that game, hopefully our girls get a victory, and then they'll travel to Algeria on the 25th to play the return leg. So if we win them on aggregate, then we'll qualify to be in the World Cup, and that World Cup is coming up later this year, from October to November of this year. And the host nation is going to be Morocco. And just to give you, some quick start about the previous World Cup played in 2022, we really did well. We played really well. The under 17 of that period, they did well. Took the 3rd place position. That's the bronze medal. But this time around, I know the focus is going to be to go all out and actually win it. To win the gold for this competition. So that's what's currently happening on that end. But also there is some interesting stories coming out right now, and it's concerning potential player that Chelle is very likely going to call for this Unity Cup coming up later in May. And as we talked about previously, Felix Agu is now in a very good position to be picked by the Super Eagles head coach Eric Shaw, because of his outstanding performances this season. Even in this previous week, I think he made the player of the week, in the Bundesliga. So it's just a testament of how good he's been this season. And there have been lots of reports right now that Coach Eric Shaw, is going to call him for this Unity games coming up in May. But we'll see what happens, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to the channel.